What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to bring you another tutorial today, and this tutorial will be on spooling your reel. In particular, we're going to be spooling the Baitcaster. The reason I'm going in this direction first instead of the spinning reel, which my first tutorial show you how to cast it instead of spooling it first, but I'm going to show you how to add lines to this, because to me the Baitcaster is when you are really serious about being into bass fishing. It is the workhorse in the bass fishing sport itself. Yes, you can do a lot with a spinning reel, beef up size on that, to be able to pull in those tanks, but the Baitcaster is your do-all for all the specific techniques for bass fishing. So that's why I am going to show you how to spool this up first. So just let me get all my tools together here in front of me and I'll show you how it's done. All right, so I got all the tools that I need in order to be able to spool my reel here. Of course, you got your line. I'm going to be using 12-pound fluorocarbon on there. That's what I want to use for this particular reel and the technique that I will use for my cranking setup. Then I also have this line spooler here. It's a great tool to help me do it, and that's who makes it. I don't know how to say that really passy fun. I can post a link in the description for that. I got it off Amazon for about 30 something dollars, 34, 35. And then I'm also just going to be using some pliers to do all my line cutting. So with that being said, let me get my line out. And I love Seeger's line, very good fluorocarbon line. And I like to cut that in so I can get me the most straightest end of my tag in, get a little bit out. Now first, of course, you get your tag in. I don't know if you can really see that or if it will focus in for you, but of course you got your tag in. And what I like to also do is just kind of center in the guide of the Baitcaster, kind of in the middle of the spool, and just go ahead and just drive it in there. Then once we get it in there, because I'm looking to see where it came out, so it did come on the other end, and you want to make sure that it's on the correct end. So we got our tag in on the spool. Not sure how well you may be able to see that. Hopefully you can see that. So we got our line here, and then I'm going to show you the knot, of course, how to do it. So I just take my pliers and I grab the main line so I can get that as well. So now that I have that around the spool and it's on line, and see, I don't want that access line coming out just yet, so that's why I like to keep it very close. So we're going to, like I said, tie this on first. The best way, the easiest way to do it is just tying a simple arbor knot. So all you do is just go around, take the tag in around the main line, and just tie a simple square knot, to make that loop and go through. And now you got a square knot on the main line. And then before you even cinch that and close it, you're going to do the same thing again a little bit up further past on the tag end. Then, of course, with fluorocarbon, like to wet it a little bit, I'm going to just use a little bit of saliva. Just to wet it, cinch it down. And then do the same thing for your first knot that you made. And this is to lubricate it and keep it from cutting into itself, because it will do that. And then you cinch that line. Now before I finish cinching the whole knot, I just like to go ahead and take care of the tagging up here by the second knot. So that's why we're going to clip that. That's done. And then I just take my main end of the line, I'll just go ahead and cinch it down. So now we have an arbor knot. Hopefully you can see that down in there. Let's just make sure our line is still organized here. Now that that part is done, so you have the line tied on to the spool. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch my hole in here, so I'm going to have to do it anyway. Now with the line spooler that I got, it comes with some guess, adjusting pieces for it so that I can put it on there accordingly. Like I said, if you get it off Amazon, it's really great. It saves me time. Of course, you don't necessarily need it. There are other methods. There are easier, cheaper methods in doing this. I remember growing up, my dad would make me hold the pencil between the line while he spooled up. So then what we're going to do is we're going to get this on there. And make sure it's on there good and make sure the line is not everywhere. And then with this, there are step-by-step instructions on working this. So you tighten down the tension knob so it holds the arms in place. And then you just go ahead and seat the reel. Make sure it's in there nice and snug. Okay, everything's nice and tight. You want to make sure there's plenty of tension on there so it goes on there tight and evenly. Now what I like to do while I am spooling, so I got my line here. And you want to match the rotation. So whichever way your baitcaster spool is rotating, so it's kind of rotating this way, you want the line spool to also turn the same way. So I'm not getting the same turn here. So let me just flip it this way. So they are matching. Let me get back on there. And let me get the tension back on the arm so it holds it in place. You always want your line to start in the middle of the spool. Some spools have that, I guess, depression that kind of forms in the middle, or they just even all the way across. But either way, I like to start in the middle. And so as you get a couple turns in, you'll see your line getting on the line. Now what I like to do is add extra tension on there and to control how the line spools on there. So I'll just grab it with my other hand that's free and just hold it. And just make sure that the line is spooling on there evenly, the best that I can get it. Sometimes if you're just doing it, letting it go, it may spool to one side more. You don't really want that. You want to get it on there as even as possible. So what I do is, like, as it goes to each side, I just keep pushing the line that way so it is getting on there evenly. Now what I should have done was let it build up more in the middle. So I'm just kind of let it run, but I'm just keep adding that tension to it. And that's why I'm holding it between my fingers. You may not want to go too fast because it does burn a little bit. And as you see your line get on there, you can pick up the pace. Like I said, this saves time. If you have to change line, or you want to re-spool. See that right now, the left side is building up a lot more than the right side, so that's why I just pull the line as it's going. I'll still let it go over to the left, but then I'll pull more towards the right to build the right side up to get a more even spooling over there. And then you always want to check to see how much. I have plenty of room on there, because you check here, see how much line it can really hold. Like I said, different lines come with different diameters. How much space you got. I would say you want about a good 1/4 inch or less than that. I like to go as far as I can get away with without it, touching my release button. So I still got a little bit more room to go. I'm still adding tension. I'll probably be able to get, I'm just gonna stop right there. It looks like about enough. And then just to kind of make sure I'm not wasting no line here. The good part is the line has a little slot where you can kind of snip it at and just leave it there. And that is basically it. So there I am, all nice and spooled up and ready to roll to tie on whatever I need to tie on. So hopefully this will help you out. Like I said, you don't necessarily need a line spooler to do this. I just have it because, it makes life easy. There, you can make one. There's plenty of do-it-yourself projects for it on Pinterest to build your own line spooler. I just happen to want to buy this one and try it because I like it. It's portable. I can take it with me. But like I said, just make sure that you get a nice even spool on there.